but he blocked a couple of shots, and he was very significant in that second quarter. So they survived that first half with those two foul problems.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the right way to put it as well. Is they kind of hung in there until they could get Xavier Sneed back into the ball game, and he did have a factor there in the second quarter, blocking shots and just showing his athleticism.
Hawks break the huddle with a little bit of a different starting lineup. Mason McNutt will be in the starting lineup here in the second half. Other than that, it's the other starters, George, Dobbs, Sneed, and Holloway. And that's McNutt with the ball right there. Hazelwood Central going left to right on your computer screen. Missing it was Holloway. And the Chiefs want to run. Jared Ritter, leaner window, good. First basket of the day by the sophomore, Jared Ritter.
Yeah, and we've talked so much about body control. He had great body control, coming in hard on the left side and able to slow his roll enough to kiss it off the glass.
Driving is McNutt. Jumper wraps around and won't go. Rebound, Ritter had it, lost it. Dobbs has it. They'll reset the offense. Holloway picked up by Simpson. 8-point Kickapoo lead. Holloway drives all the way to the baseline. Simpson stays in his hip pocket. Now to George. High post for Dobbs. Spins down the right side. Jump hook, and nicely done by Dominic Dobbs.
Good touch on the ball. He's got 8. Lead back to 6.
Batiste looks at the long three. Maybe took a walk and then throws it away off the hands of Matt Ritter. I think he felt a guilty conscience. He traveled and I
better pass this. Yeah, that's right. Hazelwood Central, chance to get a little bit closer here early in the second half.
Good matchup here, Simpson, Holloway.
It really is.
Heady guys, team leaders. Holloway drives, fights his way through the crowd, missed it. Offensive rebound, and the miss by Dobbs. Gets his own rebound, missed it.
Oh, my gosh.
Misses another one, and it goes out of bounds. Belongs to Hazelwood Central. Dominic Dobbs was dominant getting the basketball, but couldn't get it through the rim.
Yeah, Kickapoo defending it, too. I mean, those were not uncontested shots. Hands in his face, hands, swatting everywhere, just not able to get it down. There's Sneed with the ball in his hands. This is a good matchup here.
Holloway eyes it, drives, 15-footer.
Nice.
No, dishes it off for Dobbs. Another jump hook, and that won't go.
Oh, my gosh.
Gets his own rebound, couple dribbles, muscles it up and in. Dobbs has 4 in the quarter, 10 in the game. He's got about 6 rebounds in the last 30 seconds.
I was going to say, he's in double digits in rebounds, you would think, because he had about 5 in a row right there.
And they've cut the lead to 4, 35-31. Johnson. Matt Ritter wants 3, and it's off the front of the rim, and McNutt with the rebound. Holloway wants to run. Up the left side into a double team. Now to McNutt, who will drive on the right side and lay it up and in.
First 2 of the night for him.
Johnson by a defender at the half line. Head and shoulder fake, 18-footer. Maybe too much of a hurry, and Sneed with a rebound. A 2-point deficit for Hazelwood Central. Into the post they go. Dobbs lays it up and in a foul. Well, they're feeding the big guy, and that's working.
Josh Martin, listen to me at half. Get the ball to Dobbs, and that's exactly what they've done. He's got 6 in the quarter already.
Yeah, and 12 in the game. Jared Ritter picks up the foul. Dobbs will shoot the free throw. Traditionally, not a good free throw shooter, but 65% on the season so far this year.
Berlin back into the game, Ryan Berlin.
Well, they need some beef to fight off that rebounding issue. Dobbs free throw. Pinball's out. Batiste with the rebound for Kickapoo. A tie game at 35.
2 tight semifinals here tonight.
Simpson on the wing. Throws up the 3 and knocks it down. How about Simpson? Jack Simpson's 15th three-pointer.
Forced
they
a turnover.
Almost steal it. Goes game, and the Chiefs lead by 3 again.
Coach Rippey calls him the hardest working player he has ever coached.
Yeah, how about that? Ever
coached.
It's the ever that bothered me.
Doesn't take days off at practice, drills, games, anything.
Holloway throws off the defender, misses the jumper. Rebound Berlin. Had it knocked out of his hands, and he got fouled, probably by George. Dobbs was there too, and it is on George, his second. And that's why they put Berlin in.
That's the other thing, too, Harry. This game has been relatively clean from a foul standpoint as well. As fast-paced as it has been, frenetic at times, not a lot of foul trouble on either side.
This is Simpson again, guarded by Holloway. With 4:40 to go in the third quarter, and it's a 3-point Chief lead. Simpson, right side Batiste, drives between defenders, lost it on the way up, dives on it, and a jump or a timeout. Both coaches were trying to call a timeout. Josh Martin was all the way on this side of the half line trying to get a hold of the official. It's going to stay with Springfield on the alternating possession. They were loaded last year. They had all kinds of players coming off the bench and playing well.
Got to tell you real quick, shout out to Alec Gathright, Kyle Campbell, as well as Ian James, watching y'all on the bench, but Kickapoo is balling, is what the tweet says.
Alley-oop, and Ritter couldn't pull it down. Dives on it now and calls a timeout. So heady play by Jared Ritter, just couldn't finish the alley-oop.
It's Ryan Wester sent that last tweet. If you know
glad
him,
it wasn't those players.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, that's your Twitter account is @PrepSportsShow.
That's it.
We'd love to hear from you, or you can nail me at @FatherHarry1. 3-point lead for the Kickapoo Chiefs over the Hazelwood Central Hawks. It's been a good game. And I tell you what you do see, Kevin, in these games. We saw it in the first game between Vianney and Webster Groves, and now this one is passionate basketball, meaning guys are on the deck getting after the ball. They're defending hard. You know, they're trying to run the sets the coaches are calling. I mean, this is high school. This is why you come to a high school game, is to watch them play like this. Good talent, but passionate, hard work.
And it's been great basketball, too. I mean, especially the second game. This is in no way, shape, or form has been ugly basketball at all. I mean, they're up and down the floor. It's precise. It's good passing, decent shooting, defending the basketball as well. I mean, it's been a good game between two very quality basketball teams.
Coach Rippey's huddle breaks, and out on the floor, it's Johnson, Berlin, Jared Ritter, Batiste, and Simpson.
So one official taking issue with the fact that two coaches were up off the bench. Josh Martin was up, as well as one of his assistants, and so he didn't like that. And the other one was saying there was a blood situation apparently for one of the players, so there was a substitution.
Jared Ritter.
Oh, there we go.
The triple.
He was hot in the quarterfinal, his first 3 of the night for him.
And 5 points, all of them in this quarter, and they now lead by 6. McNutt goes the length of the floor, dishes off for Spencer. Come for good, Perez Spencer. Spencer averages 2.3. He's got 5 in this game off the bench for Josh Martin. And Kevin, in that situation, all the officials were correct. The one official said, we gave you 2 warnings. The other official stopped it rightly.
Right.
Because they had a bleeding situation. Everybody did what was right. Ritter drives, gets fouled, and will shoot a pair.
And I think originally what the issue was is they didn't like that Hazelwood Central was slow coming out of the timeout, so he just handed the ball to Kickapoo and told him go ahead and inbound, and the other official's like, wait a minute. I'm talking with the coach, and we're getting it straightened out.
That foul was on Xavier Sneed, his 3rd. That's a big, big foul. And the free throw by Ritter is good. Jared Ritter, a 65% free throw shooter, shut out in the first half. He averages 11.4, and he's got 6.
Dominic Dobbs comes in, but does not come in for Sneed. Comes in for Spencer, and so they're going to leave Sneed in the game for the time being with this 3 fouls with 3:44 left to go in the third.
Well, and they're about to go on offense, and Sneed showed the ability in that first half to avoid fouls, and maybe Coach Martin trusts him to do that even with this much time left. Missed the second free throw, 5-point, 42-37 lead for Springfield Kickapoo. So they didn't convert, didn't do the damage they wanted to do on those free throws. Dobbs looks for Sneed on the right side. Jump stop, 3-ball. Bang! How about Xavier Sneed? He has 3 threes in this game and 13 points, and they trail by 2.
Tell you what, Harry, that's a great decision to keep him in the game.
2-point chiefly. Thomas Fauntleroy with it between the arches. He'll shoot the 3 and miss it long. Rebound Holloway for Hazelwood Central. Chance to tie or take the lead for the Hawks. McNutt looks down low, goes to George. Backs his man down, spins along the baseline, floater good. Boy, George has been more solid in this game than we've seen him. 6 points for George, and we're tied at 42. Batiste hands it off for Davis. Cam Davis wants the 18-footer, and I'm telling you, they get off the bus shooting. When you come from Springfield, every one of those guys looks for their shot.
Yeah, first 2 of the night for him, and they're big ones as Kickapoo back up.
Sneed dribbles and gets fouled before he can shoot it, I believe. NBA continuation, it would have counted. But I think it's going to be on Thomas Fauntleroy. And it is. Go ahead, tweet it up.
Well, I'll tell you. Well, Funacre Attorney says, are you guys available to call a prestigious mini golf tournament in the Springfield area this summer with Vern Lundquist?
With Vern? Sure.
I'll check my schedule.
No question. I love Vern Lundquist. Springfield Kickapoo by 2, 44-42. Hazelwood Central with the basketball. They spread the floor a little bit. Go left wing for Sneed. Turns, faces, shoots the long 2. Rim, glass, no. Rebound, Jared Ritter of Springfield. Kickapoo to Johnson. Long outlet up the near side. Simpson finds himself open, doesn't shoot it. And now for Batiste. Quiet third quarter for Batiste and Johnson offensively. Ritter's open down low. They don't give it to him. They've got a mismatch down low against Holloway with Jared Ritter. He is down there against a guy 5 inches shorter.
Switch.
And they don't give him the ball.
George has got to switch.
Got to go down and throw it to him. Give it to him now. Oh, that ticks me off. Berlin travels. He'll turn it over.
Bails him out anyway.
Jared Ritter has got a guy 5'10" on his backside. You have got to give him the ball. Two-point lead for Kickapoo. Hazelwood Central with the ball. McNutt probably did push off. You're right, Kevin. Holloway guarded by Simpson.
Embellishment, maybe. That's why they didn't call it.
Right by the logo. It's a beautiful logo,
It's a beautiful logo.
George runs over a man, and they call the travel. That's probably the best call.
Yeah, it was.
Rather than a foul, call the travel because the defender gets the advantage either way. Just over a minute to go in the third quarter of a 2-point game, and it's been a low-scoring third quarter. Just 11 points for Kickapoo, and 15, not that bad for Hazelwood Central. Berlin will go out, replaced by Matt Ritter. They'll go a little smaller, go a little bit more offensive here. Maybe, I don't know that they'll hold for the last shot, but they don't mind running some clock here and getting something done. Just heard Coach Rippey yell out, Creighton. They're going to run a Creighton play here.
That must be good.
Matt Ritter wants 3. That's Jared, rather, and knocks it down. He's heating up, and they lead by 5.
Jared Ritter playing the part of Doug McDermott. Cal Corver.
Exactly right. Sneed into the front court to Holloway. Will they hold for the last shot? Probably. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Holloway doesn't look like he's holding for the last shot. With 25 to go. He's picked up by Johnson. Wants to penetrate. Gives it to Sneed. Xavier back for Holloway. He wants 3. Airmails it off the backboard. Johnson blows by the defender with 12. And you could hear Coach Rippey yelling 1. Now they will hold for the last shot with 8 seconds to go. Batiste, they're a little confused. Drives by the defender, got fouled, and if it's on Sneed, it's his 4th.
And it is.
Yes, it is the 4th foul on Xavier Sneed. That
4 seconds left to go in the third quarter. He picks up foul number 4.
That's a gigantic foul, and they've only had 3 fouls this whole quarter, and 2 of them were his.
Jordan Croft, Mason McNutt back into the game.
Oh, that's excruciating for Coach Martin.
Yes, it is.
Bounce pass Batiste on the inbound, threw it away, and with 1.2, Hazelwood Central will get it back.
The official looking for help, and they're going to say it's white.
That is the right call. Batiste lost it and threw it away. And a steal and a jump at the buzzer. What an effort by Matt Ritter. It goes for naught, and it's 47-42 after 3 quarters. And Kevin, these 2 teams go at it. Now for Hazelwood Central, they're in a world of trouble with Snead with those 4 fouls.
Yeah, they are. And, someone's going to have to step up, and that's obviously a big drop-off offensively for them. Xavier Snead, as we mentioned, may be the best player on the floor, and he's going to have to sit for a good portion of this fourth quarter with his 4 fouls and his team down by 5. And it's been an outstanding game. I mean, we say that a lot, but this really has lived up to the billing that we thought it would have. And, nothing decided yet. 8 minutes left to go, and, the number 1 team in the state, Kickapoo, number 3 seed in the tournament, hanging on with a 5-point lead.
47-42, leading scores, 13 points for Xavier Snead and 12 points for Dominic Dobbs on the Hazelwood Central side. On the other side, for the Chiefs of Springfield Kickapoo, still with 13, leading the way is Tyson Batiste. He didn't score in that third quarter. 11 points for Isaac Johnson. He didn't score in that quarter. Picking up the slack, Jared Ritter had 9 all in that quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Matt Ritter still scoreless, by the way. He averages 10.4 points a game. Coach Rippey told us he's their best outside shooter, but he's got a donut tonight. Hazelwood Central down by 5. They start with the ball in the fourth quarter. Going left to right on your computer screen. Double team comes. Looks like it's trapping zone defense. Pass deflected on the deck, and Batiste gets it to Simpson, now to Johnson. 3-on-3. Johnson drives into the corner. Simpson for 3. Air ball over the top. Dominic Dobbs runs down the loose ball.
Oh, my gosh.
It right to Johnson. 12-footer, back rim, no. And the rebound falls down to McNutt. And Mason says, fellas,
he put his hand up like, let's calm down just a little bit here.
Smart play by Mason McNutt. Now Holloway into the front court. That could have been a big transition right there. Holloway drives, dishes. George wasn't ready for it. Gathers himself and lays it in.
Like he was fouled from behind by Matt Ritter. 2 hands across the back.
But George was so strong he didn't feel it. He just took a dribble and laid it in. 8 points for George. A real solid game offensively, and they need him and Dobbs to carry the water for a while with Snead on the bench with 4 fouls. Johnson works against the defender. Now to Ritter into the corner. Straight away, Matt Ritter for 3. Rim, no.
Chance to tie.
Croft with the rebound for Hazelwood Central. Down by 3. Could cut to 1 or tie it with this trip. Now Holloway out by the logo with 6:22 to go. Winner gets Webster Groves tomorrow in the championship. The loser gets Vianney in the third-place game. George down low. Turnaround jumper. Window. No good. And the rebound hauled down by Tyson Batiste. Into the front court, to the elbow, fans to the wing. Left corner, Jared Ritter, another. No, off the rim.
Hazelwood Central doing a much better job getting back defensively. We've seen early in this game, Kickapoo just driving it straight to the hole for buckets.
Floater Holloway, no. Follow Dobbs, yes.
1-point game.
Driving at the other end, no good. Rebound and a foul, I think, on Simpson. He got his hand just in the jersey of Mason McNutt. Kind of incidental contact, but a good call by the official there.
First foul on Simpson, and Hazelwood Central, 5:43 left to go in the game, has a chance to regain the lead.
First foul on Simpson, and only 3 fouls against Kickapoo, and only 3 fouls against Hazelwood Central in this second half. That's hard to fathom. Holloway to George. Pounds his way into Berlin. Fadeaway jumper air ball.
Nice pass.
Offensive rebound, floating it in is Jordan Croft. A big bucket, and Hazelwood Central leads it by 1. Into the front court they come. Batiste. I think Batiste has got to be a little bit more aggressive.
I'm not sure he's physically right tonight. We talked about that a little bit earlier.
Goes around a pick, drives, dishes. Berlin. The ball was in his ankles. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to belong to Springfield. It went off the leg of a diving Hazelwood Central player. Batiste, a good look, just bounced it in the knees of Berlin. Yeah, we haven't seen Batiste before, but he doesn't look right when you're looking at him.
He does have 15 points, though. So there is that.
Ritter steps around a double team, around a pick, and misses the jumper. Dobbs with the rebound for Hazelwood Central. They lead it by 1 with 4:50 to go. In the semifinals of the Coaches versus Cancer Holiday Tournament at Merrimack Community College. Holloway and a foul away from the play.
That's
Dobbs,
George.
Make it George. Extended the left arm right across Ryan Berlin's jaw, and he went down. And it's going to be a timeout by Josh Martin.
Yeah, Josh Martin just looks at the official like, okay,
right.
like that.
I think that was a foul.
Yeah, I can't argue that one.
Game being brought to you in part by Doug Rupp, State Farm Insurance Agent in South County, South St. Louis County. Give him a call, 314-894-6000. You can get to him on our website. If you go to prepsportshowcase.com, hit the State Farm logo, you'll go right to Doug Rupp State Farm. Life, home, health, financial planning. Give Doug Rupp a call, 314-894-6000. And Kevin, with 4:40 to go, obviously anybody's game, but there's not a lot of free space out there.
No.
Unhindered dribbling is not very
that's
easy to find out there.
Exactly, and it's been tight here. You look at the scoreboard and realize now that Kickapoo hasn't scored in the fourth quarter. 3:20 in, they don't have a bucket yet in this quarter. Not because they haven't had open looks. They're just not going down again. They're hitting kind of a dry spell as far as hitting baskets tonight.
We're ready to go. Kickapoo will have the basketball. Now trailing by 1, and some backcourt pressure by Hazelwood Central. Johnson. Has it knocked away, but it goes to Jared Ritter. Now to Batiste. He'll drive. Looks off the defender. Gets.
Oh, my.
Oh, and what a shot. He's injured, but what a shot by Tyson Batiste. He got up in the air and on the way back down, flipped it up and made it. And I don't know, ankle,
limping with
knee.
a right leg injury of some sort.
Yeah,
he got up, and you can see he tried to walk it off, but goes down again. But that was a spectacular shot that he just hit.
He is back down on his knees after trying to run it off. The foul on Marcus George, his 4th.
And the coaching staff not going to go out there, because if they go out there, they got to take him out of the game, correct?
I believe you're right.
So they're just going to let him walk it off and keep an eye on him. He will go to the line trying to complete the three-point play here.
15 points now for Batiste. The official's giving him plenty of time to see if he's all right.
He seems to be, kind of shaking it off a little bit. You can see him walk in there. The foul line to the left.
The circus shot regained them the lead
crazy.
by 1, and now by 2. And Batiste,
I don't know if he can go back and play defense.
You might want to get me out of this game.
And they will.
Cam Davis gets ready to check in. 4:20. Driving, dishing. I think Coach Rippey was just a hair late. They should have got somebody up if he made the free throw to get him out, because the officials aren't going to give him a break at the other end. Dobbs gets a bucket. He's talking to the official like, hey, can we get him out? He's hurt. Well, you let him stay in and shoot the free throws, Coach.
Right. He wanted to stop offensively for Hazelwood Central. Nice defense there by Croft. And the turnover, tied at 50. And now Batiste
will go out. Cam Davis in for him.
Yeah, it was a situation they wanted to take him out of the game, but Webster was in their offensive flow already, and the official said, no, he's we got to play it out.
We're all tied up at 50. On one side, Xavier Sneed sitting it out with 4 fouls, and Marcus George with 4 fouls. On the other side, Batiste out with a rolled ankle or maybe a knee. We're all tied up. McNutt drives, left baseline jumper, missed it. Offensive rebound attempt won't go. Now they do get the offensive rebound. Dobbs missed it up the bottom of the rim. Saved by Johnson to Simpson. The Chiefs want to run. They want to regain the lead. This is Jared Ritter for 3, and it rims out, and it's knocked out of bounds off of Hazelwood Central's Mason McNutt. And the ball will stay with Springfield Kickapoo, and here comes Batiste.
I know that was a wide open look at a 3, but Ryan Berlin was standing below the basket all alone. There was no white jersey within 10 feet of him. That would have been an easy layup. There's a good look.
Berlin on the inbound play had the shot altered, and then a late whistle, and I guess a foul.
Yeah, Maurice Evans, I think, is going to pick up the foul.
And Berlin will shoot a couple. I thought they blew the whistle and kept Berlin from shooting the ball. But
no,
Ryan
he's not
Berlin,
going to shoot. They call it a non-shooting foul.
That's a tough break. Simpson turns the corner in the paint through traffic. Puts it up and scores! How about Jack Simpson? He has a circus shot of his own. And Springfield Kickapoo is back up front.
Wow. Batiste did it from the left side. Jack Simpson did it from the right, and just like that, Sneed and George are going to come back into the game if the free throw is hit here. Actually, nope, they're going to let him come in now.
Well, yeah, there's
they
only
should.
one free throw.
They should, yeah.
Sneed and George in
for the final.
Croft and Evans go out, and Jack Simpson with a chance to complete the traditional three-point play.
They're in there until they foul out, I would say. 3:13 left to go. You're playing with 4 fouls, and, well, actually, George, I guess, has 3, but.
Free throw by Simpson is good. The three-point play gives them the 3-point lead. I think George has 4 as well, Kevin. Into the front court comes Mason McNutt. Guarded by Batiste. You wonder how healthy that right leg is. Wouldn't you want to test him? I think I would want to drive.
He still looks a little gimpy out there, on that right leg. You can see he's limping just a little bit.
Sneed.
Take it right at him, I think, if you're the Hawks.
Straight away, George. Holloway. Hawks being patient. Down to the post they go to Dobbs. Back outside Holloway. 3 ball on the way is good. And we're tied again at 53. First field goal since the first quarter for Holloway. And it's 53 all with a championship game on the line. Batiste right in front of us, guarded by McNutt. 2:18 to go in a tie ball game, 53 all. Between these two teams, they're 16-1, both ranked in the top 5 or 6 in the state. Simpson against the Hazelwood Central man-to-man. Very patient now with 2 minutes left in the game. Johnson fans to the near side, guarded by Sneed. He's got 4 fouls. Maybe you want to drive on him. Johnson does drive by him and lays it up and in. Smart play by Isaac Johnson.
He's got that gear that he can just blow right by him, and he does. Little token full court pressure. They drop out of it as Holloway is going to bring it up. His team down by 2.
Chiefs by 2. Holloway into the front court, right side Sneed. Xavier rather. Down to the post to George. Make it Dobbs, and he gets fouled on the way up. They got away from going down to him as much as they were at certain times, and it paid off there, fouling Berland, I think.
I think they said Sneed, or
it is
Ritter, Jared with his 3rd.
Dominic Dobbs with the free throw line, chance to tie it up. Down by 2 are the Hawks from Hazelwood Central. And he makes the first one. 5 in the quarter, 17 points in the game for Dominic Dobbs. Had 4 in the opener, 13 in the quarterfinals, and 17 in the semifinals. Hazelwood Central over the limit now in fouls, so the Chiefs will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Dobbs misses the second, and it's a 1-point game With 80 seconds to go, make it 79 as Coach Rippey calls a timeout. What's he going to talk to his guys about?
Score. That's pretty much, get, whatever you do, let's get a play here. Let's get a bucket. Try to make this a 2-possession game if you can. If they can hit a 3, they can make it a 2-possession game. Otherwise, Hazelwood Central just wants to play good defense, get the ball back, and a chance to take the lead.
Good to see Batiste back out there. You wonder how healthy that leg is, but good to see that he's able to get back out there. You hate for anybody to leave a game because of injury.
Yeah, he doesn't look 100%, but he's 100% enough here in the closing moments of this one.
Talking it over at both ends. And obviously, with 1:19 to go, I don't think, against a very quick Hazelwood Central team, you can't say, well, we're going to go 4 corners and use 79 seconds.
Right.
I don't think that's realistic.
Right.
But Coach Rippey very clearly wanted to give them some instructions about how to run this next offensive set.
You look across the court, you say, Jay Blossom has pulled up a chair, as a matter of fact. Been watching most of the second half. You just wonder what's going through his head right now, knowing he's facing one of these 2 teams in the championship game tomorrow night.
Listen, I know what's going through his mind, but most of it are 4-letter words. I've watched him a lot. He's been rubbing his forehead like, what on earth?
What are we going to do?
Inbound goes to Jared Ritter. Oh, very close to a carry. Hands it off for Matt Ritter. Out by the logo. Guarded by George. Hawks want to really defend far away. But
they'll
2 of the guys out
time
there.
If they'll let them, they're going to run
Sneed
some time.
Is off the floor, but George is playing with those 4 fouls. Driving, Batiste. Ooh, kept that plant foot down. Good for him. And they are trying to run out the whole rest of the game. They're going to try to force a foul.
No, and he thought he fouled, but they didn't call it.
McNutt tried to foul. They didn't call it. And it's not a shooting foul, according to the official. The foul is on Dobbs, and shooting the 1-and-1 will be Matt Ritter. Ritter, he's just a 90% shooter.
That's
from
all.
The free throw line.
That's all.
He has no points in this game.
Sneed is going to come back in offensively, you would think, after the one and bonus here for Matt Ritter.
So even if Ritter would get them both, it's a 1-possession game. Now Berlin is going to get Batiste again.
Batiste is limping, grimacing. He's trying to gut it out here, but obviously they want him in for his offense. They don't want to make him play defense, so they're going to get him out here before this first free throw.
Big free throws for Matt Ritter. And he missed it. It's a 1-point game.
Chance to win it now for the Hawks.
Into the front court, Holloway with 40. The Hawks down by 1. Now with 35, out by the logo, right side Sneed. He's the guy you want to have the ball. He'll drive to the baseline, has it knocked out of his hands, and a foul. Will not be a shooting foul, I don't believe. The foul is on Johnson.
They get a couple fouls to give as well. Oh, they do call it a shooting foul.
They are calling a shooting foul. Wow. I'm surprised. I'm not shocked, but I am surprised.
Big free throws here by Sneed. His team down by 1. 29 seconds left.
He's got 2, and he missed the first one. With 28.8 to go, and now Batiste back in. Sneed, shoes on the uni. Wow. And Sneed back to the free throw line. Xavier Sneed with 13 points in this game. Has had to sit a lot with foul trouble. He plays with 4. This free throw would tie the game, and does. Big free throw. He had to get at least 1, and he did. We're tied at 55 with 28.8 to go.
Full timeout taken by
Martin.
Yeah, he wants to set the defense here with 29 seconds left. And what a game this has been here. He just down 2 great teams just slugging it out all night, and still nothing decided with 29 seconds left.
And all this time, and Kickapoo still has only committed 5 second-half fouls. So they got fouls to give if the situation warrants something like that.
Right.
And really, Hazelwood Central only at 8. They're in a situation where it's still not the 2-shot fouls either. So both these teams have played a nice, close, hard, passionate game. And the winner will have their work cut out from tomorrow against Webster Groves. And Webster Grove's coaching staff over on the far side or on the near side where our camera is,
right?
They're thinking, man, we got a tall order no matter who shows up.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Exactly. It's no matter who wins this game, it's going to be a great one tomorrow night with Webster Groves. I'm looking forward to it. We'll have that game for you here on PrepSportsShowcase.com. Batiste back into the game, limping noticeably as he will inbound.
28.8 to go. Obviously, they'll hold for the last shot, maybe with 4 or 5 seconds left for a chance for an offensive rebound. Isaac Johnson into the front court with 20 seconds to go. Jack Simpson yelling to his teammates, just settle down. We don't have anything to do yet.
Big Frippy, just hand up, just take your time.
And now with 10, they'll go. Near side, Matt Ritter picked up by George with 5. Left wing Johnson with 3. Drives to the baseline with 2, and it's blocked out of there. And the buzzer,
overtime.
Going overtime.
Wow.
Is that a big-time block, or is that a big-time block?
It does not get much bigger than that, as we're going to go to overtime in semifinal number 2.
Well, we saw Kirkwood. We weren't broadcasting the game, but Kirkwood went overtime in one of the consolation games right before we came on the air. And now we go overtime again. The officials all come to the sideline here, and they'll talk with the scorekeepers and all that. And I've got a lot of friends that are officials, Kevin, and they always say if the game goes overtime, it's the officials' fault.
Right.
You should have called a foul someplace along the line that you missed. 55-55, and these two terrific basketball teams will go right back at it with 4 minutes up on the clock.
Not a high-scoring fourth quarter, as exciting as it was. Basically, 13-8. Hazelwood Central outscored Kickapoo in that quarter.
Wow. Well, you love overtime games if you're a broadcaster.
Oh,
if you're
absolutely.
an official, you're kind of a little ticked off.
Yeah. I'm glad we're still here. I didn't want it to end yet. This has been a great game. And jumping up again. Let's get her going.
They'll jump it. And they were all set. And then all of a sudden, Jack Simpson went running up there, and the official's like, wait a minute, you can't do that. And the tip is won by Hazelwood Central. In a tie ball game in overtime, it is Hazelwood Central and Springfield Kickapoo for the chance to go to the championship game tomorrow. Snead on the right wing, guarded by Johnson, drives the right baseline, dishes to a wide-open Holloway for 3. And it's off the front of the rim. Tipped out by George. Dobbs gets the loose ball rebound. Back out for Holloway, a second kick at the can for the Hawks.
You just wonder if it's going to kind of calm down a little bit in the overtime.
Holloway, right elbow, Dobbs. Now for Snead on the wing.
Ooh. Maybe teams playing a little bit tighter in this extra 4 minutes.
Holloway works against the man-to-man. Look at Simpson, just dog him all over the floor. Then Holloway dishes to the open man. Dobbs, hard to the hole, gets fouled, missed it. It was George, not Dobbs. And he'll shoot a couple of free throws. And that's on Berland for Kickapoo. 55-55. Marcus George to the line, a 55% free throw shooter. George has 10 points in this game. Give him 11. Comes in averaging just 4.3, and he had 2 points in the opening round game, 4 in the quarters. And he now has 12. Snead will take a rest with those 4 fouls. He'll be replaced by Croft. Also back in the game, Maurice Evans. And he gets George, who's playing with 4 fouls as well. Johnson into the front court. He can pick him up and put him down. 2-point Hazelwood Central lead. Kickapoo with the ball. Berlin at the left elbow. Almost traveled.
Now he's got to get rid of it.
Batiste wants somebody to come set a pick. Berlin obliges. Crosses over to the near corner and out of the rim. Couldn't get any lift, and his shot was blocked by Dobbs. McNutt into the front court. A chance for the Hawks to extend the lead beyond 1 possession. And Josh Martin wants the timeout. He wants to get George and Snead back in.
On the offensive end, yeah, he'd like to go offense-defense if he can, and that's exactly what he's able to do. It's a 30-second timeout taken by Hazelwood Central as they will attempt to make this a 2-possession game. It's been a while since Hazelwood Central's been up by 2 possessions in this one. They've been kind of trailing for most of the second half, but, finally got the lead and got the ball.
Well, they trailed at the half and then outscored Kickapoo both in the third and the fourth quarters to force overtime.
Right.
And right now they lead it in the overtime 2-0. Hazelwood Central will have the ball as we return. Sneedle inbound right in front, right near his own bench. Nikki Thomas Fauntleroy is checked in for Kickapoo on the defensive end as well. And they're wiping up some perspiration from where the Hawks were having their timeout. And while they do that, we just want to remind you in this overtime game brought to you by our friend Doug Rupp. He's a State Farm Insurance agent in South St. Louis County. Give him a call, 314-894-6000. Big possession for Hazelwood Central. Inbound comes to Holloway, guarded by Simpson. They love the way Simpson plays.
You really do.
Throws it right to Jared Ritter. He turned his back on the play and thought George was in a spot and threw it right to the man in brown.
Now a chance to tie for Kickapoo.
Johnson, straight away guarded by Sneed. Uses a pick, gets free, knocks it down. Wow. Johnson with a big bucket, and we're tied again at 57.
Halfway through the overtime.
He used a pick, and he had Sneed on him, used a pick to lose him, and had George. So either way, he had one of the guys with 4 fouls on him. He knew he was going to get an open look. Holloway almost lost it. Simpson deflects it away from him. 109 seconds to go. Holloway dishes. George, 12-footer, back rim, no good. Rebound. Ritter had it, got knocked down, and threw it off to Fauntleroy. And now Johnson will walk it up in a tie game with 97 seconds to go. They're running a series of picks and rolls away from the basketball, trying to get Ritter open. Johnson drives, dishes to no one, threw it away, and that's got to belong to Hazelwood Central. That was similar to the play at the other end, just threw it where he thought his teammate was going to be. Hazelwood Central did it at the other end.
I think both teams just playing a little bit tighter here in the overtime. A lot at stake here.
72 seconds to go in a tie game. Holloway dogged by Simpson in the man-to-man chief defense. Holloway tries to drive in. And he gets fouled by Simpson. And Jack didn't like the call.
No.
And
there was a second whistle I thought was going to be a technical, but it was the official on the baseline saying, hey, stay here and give me the ball.
Yeah, Simpson gets the foul. You're right. You're exactly right. That second whistle where the official thought it was going to be an inbound play. Everybody froze for a second. Holloway to the free throw line to shoot the 1-and-1. Makes it and earns the second one. 6 points in the game for Holloway. And the Hawks lead by 1. Just the second foul on Jack Simpson. Holloway, the junior guard, got them both. And it's a 2-point Hawk lead with 64 seconds to go. Sneed back out on the defensive end for Hazelwood Central. Some backcourt pressure going to be applied, and Johnson gets the inbound. Matt Ritter will walk it. They yell out motion. Want to run some motion on the offensive end. 55 seconds to go. Down by 2 are the Chiefs. Number 1 team in the state. They're undefeated. Facing a loss here. Lead trailing by 2 in overtime. Thomas Fauntleroy with the leader in the bucket and the foul. What an explosive move by Nikki Thomas Fauntleroy. We're tied again with a free throw to come.
Can give his team the lead. 43 seconds remaining in overtime. Wow.
What a drive around the pick, down the left side. And they still haven't put up who the foul was on.
Sneed is going to come in, that offense-defense thing.
It was on McNutt. And now Fauntleroy, a 67% free throw shooter.
That's a big one.
Will try to complete the traditional three-point play and give the Chiefs the lead, and he does. 3 in the overtime, 7 in the game for Thomas Fauntleroy. They lead by 1. 42 seconds to go. Holloway into the front court. Works against Simpson. Right wing Snead. Xavier drives to the baseline and a foul on Johnson. And that's going to be a 1-and-1 situation as Johnson picks up foul number 3.
Let us play 2.
And Xavier Snead will go to the free throw line. And Dick Rippey is really unhappy at this particular point about the way the officiating has gone.
Got hands all over us down here. No call.
In this similar situation, Snead made 1 of 2 in the fourth quarter. See if he can get them both this time. First free throw is good, and he earns the second free throw.
Rise it up.
That was huge because not only is it tied, he earned the second free throw. 60-60 with 33 seconds to go. Kevin, I'm voting for double overtime.
Yeah, seriously. Let's not go home yet.
The next one by Snead is good. It rolled around and fell in. 16 points in the game for Snead. Will he go back out with 33 seconds to go?
Not.
No, he will not.
Interesting.
Kickapoo for the win with 33 seconds to go. Some full court pressure coming by the Hawks. With 30 seconds to go, Kickapoo must score or lose for the first time this year. Johnson backs his way across the timeline with 23. Dribbles to the left side now to Ritter with 18. Stops at the free throw line with 17. Defense by the Hawks with 12. Johnson fades away from the defender, gets bumped, puts up a 12-footer, back rim, no, rebound Marcus George, and they will foul. And Jack Simpson gets the foul, and George will shoot 1-and-1 at the other end.
Yeah. Game not over. 4.5 seconds left. Kickapoo down by 1.
I think Johnson thought he got bumped, so he went up to shoot it. And frankly, he did get bumped. And ended up missing the shot because he kind of forced it, thinking a whistle was coming.
He did. He was playing to the whistle, and the whistle didn't come. And Dick Rippey wanted the whistle, maybe earned it. He's still talking to the officials. You wouldn't think anything else. both coaches trying to work the officials here.
With 4.5 to go, Marcus George will shoot 1-and-1 at the other end of a 1-point game. If he makes them both, they can still get a 3 to tie it.
Crazy game.
Yeah.
Just crazy. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more for one team against number 5 team in the state. The winner of this one plays a number 3 team in the state tomorrow night. So it's been a great tournament, and it's really coming down to the best teams are rising to the top, and these are obviously both teams showing why they are one of the top teams in the state right now. What an outstanding game we've had.
Don't forget, third place game right here in PrepSportsShowcase.com. 5:15 tomorrow, championship game at 7 o'clock right here tomorrow evening on New Year's. Well, not New Year's Eve.
You're still off by a day, Harry.
I keep wanting to make
You're on vacation time already after tonight. So
4.5 to go. Marcus George to the line, and boy, has this been a terrific game for him. This is the kind of game Josh Martin has been looking from him for a while, and 12 points tonight. And critical points. He's got 2 free throws already in this overtime, and he shoots the front end of a 1-and-1.
Got it. Wow. That's huge. Needs a second one.
Now a 2-point lead. A routine field goal would tie it. A 3-pointer would win it for the Chiefs. The next one for George.
Missed it.
Front rim, no. Rebound belongs to Fauntleroy. A 2 to tie, a 3 to win. Johnson into the front court. Leaner at 15.
Missed it.
No. And Hazelwood Central wins it by a final score of 62-60.
And he's injured.
In just a dynamic basketball game between 2 terrific basketball squads. And Johnson is slow to get up, but they help him up, and he seems to be fine. Marcus George was the one that was down. He hit his head. And 62-60 is your final. And what a basketball